Hello everyone, I'm Erin from WebNazar, your digital lens on everything trending. Today, we're diving into another important story, idea, or innovation shaping our world.
Large language models have proven highly competent at complex logical reasoning, synthesizing vast amounts of information and writing functional code. But mapping cognitive states, underlying goals, and unsaid plans behind human text is a distinct task. Predicting the next token does not guarantee the model actually grasps the user's intent. This chart tracks state-of-the-art capability. While standard benchmark scores on tests like MMLU or Human Eval scale reliably upward, performance on the specific task of intent understanding collapses. The metric drops below 25%, even for the absolute frontier models, GPT-5.4, Gemini 3.1 Pro, and Claude Opus 4.7. Deploying models that can generate code or dispense medical advice, but fail to accurately read the user's actual goal, introduces severe safety risks into high-stakes, real-world applications. To measure this failure, researchers calculated an estimated human performance baseline for recognizing intent in text. Human evaluators score roughly 81.1%. Conversely, if a system were to abandon logic and randomly guess the correct intent from a multiple-choice list, the statistical floor is 15.2%. This comparative bar chart plots results from the intent grasp gemset. Top frontier models hover at the edge of random chance, falling short of the human baseline. Looking at the wider pool, 17 of the 20 models tested actually scored lower than the random guess baseline. Scaling up parameters and adding raw compute does not automatically resolve the cognitive state mapping problem. Understanding human intent requires a specific architectural capacity that these models currently lack. If large language models struggle this heavily with intent, why is this gap only being measured accurately right now? Historically, intent classification datasets were fragmented. Researchers built siloed data islands restricted to limited domains, like processing flight bookings or answering banking inquiries. These older datasets were explicitly structured for text classification tasks. Asking a generative model to perform narrow classification runs contrary to how the architecture processes prompts. Furthermore, the legacy datasets relied on terse, domain-specific jargon for their intent labels, often reducing complex human goals down to single words. For example, an academic dataset might use the single word uses. Without proper semantic framing, an LLM has no need to determine that uses specifically means to use data or methods from a cited paper. Because the legacy testing data relied on these structurally incompatible and ambiguous formats, it provided zero reliable signal when used to evaluate generative architectures. The intent grasp benchmark solves this fragmentation problem through a rigorous structural engineering process. Researchers synthesized 49 datasets across 12 domains. In Stage 2, vague tags like uses were contextualized into semantic clauses, providing the framing generative models require. Finally, Stage 3 forces all datasets into a unified multiple-choice format. This ensures consistent evaluation across every discipline.